Hello everybody, my name is Matthew and today I'll be talking on the topic of deepening your meditation and how to go about this and what I have found necessary for this. So what happens when you meditate, whether you're an absolute beginner or you've been at it for a long time, is you ultimately find that the lot of things that go on inside of you at the time of meditating, you are seeing them as the wrong thing, as it shouldn't be happening. You don't like the feeling of yourself, or you don't like the experience of yourself, or the experience of yourself going on during meditation doesn't measure up to the ideas that you already have about meditation from whatever you've read in a book or heard from somebody. And the ideas about meditation are varied. There's so many of them. What I've done is I've brought meditation back to the absolute basics, which does not mean that it isn't advanced. The most basic thing in meditation is the most advanced. And that's where meditation is very, very different to everything in the world that we operate in, the world of thinking and interacting and doing things. When you're coming away from doing things and just being, you're actually coming away from complexity into simplicity. And the simpler and the more immediate and the more direct it can be, the deeper and the more advanced it actually is. Because that's a great thing about meditation. It doesn't matter whether you're smart or not smart. It doesn't matter whether you have great understanding or no understanding at all. What matters is what we already are. What matters is what every single one of us have on equal level, on equal supply. And that is our own lived experience of what it is to be us. And my lived experience of what it is to be me is not necessarily the same as your lived experience of what it is to be you, but it's in exactly the same place. And where is that place? It's not in your thinking. It's not outside there in some meditative, dreamt up imaginary experience. That's not meditation, that's just escapism. Where is this experience of you? Where is this lived and direct experience of you and me? What is this place? This place is ironically inside and within the body of you. In the body of you is the direct and only lived experience of what it actually is to be you, of what it is to be not you. Rather than getting involved in who you are, you come back to what you are. So who you are is the story of your life and the person you try to display on the outside and all the things you can do. But what you are is being in the body of you, being in the sensations, the self-evident living sensations of you. Nothing that you conjure, nothing that you create. So you're not actually making any of it happen. Meditation is that state which you don't make happen. Meditation is the lived state of the living organism of you. It is the natural ongoing sensations of the body known to you because you can feel them. So in the feeling of them, you have the most simple and direct approach to yourself that there is. Not all the thinking about yourself, no goal to attain, nothing you should be, no different way than the way you are that you are supposed to be. No different way than the way you are that you are supposed to be. So there is no such thing as the meditative state. That is a thought-induced delusion. The only real meditation is the meditation that is in existence already beneath and beyond the reach of thought itself. It has nothing to do with your thinking. It has nothing to do with the so-called mind. It is entirely universal. It is not the intelligence that you require. It's not the knowledge that you require. It's actually the absence of all that you require to come back to the lived experience, the actual, factual, self-evident lived experience of you right now. However you already are inside of you is the current truth of you, and meditation is essentially getting back to the truth of you. And the truth is not an idea. It cannot be captured in a word. It cannot be captured in a concept. It's not an ideology. It's not a religious fact. It's not a religious truth. It's not a fantasy. It's got nothing to do with belief systems. It's got nothing to do with theologies. It's only to do with the lived fact of the body of you, which is equal to each and every one of us, and the absence of all that other stuff. There you have meditation. So this is where you get the depth of meditation, is in when it's really very, very basic, and there's nothing more basic than only the way it feels to be you, how it feels to be you. And what I mean by feeling is that direct sense of the sensations of the body of you. So in the body of you, you have sensations, and you know that they're there because they're there all the time. But you don't know or don't necessarily understand the depth and the significance of these sensations. And this will come in time, but to begin with, you just need to start with whatever is the sensation of you right now, of what you are right now, who you are, how you think about yourself, how much better you should be, how much happier you should feel, how less disturbed you should feel, how not being depressed you should be. No, it's not about what you are and shouldn't be. It's not about changing anything at all. It's actually a discovery that coming back into the way you are right now and just being in the feeling of that and letting the body of you take care of however that feels, what you are going to discover is something beyond any other meditator using a meditation technique in the world can discover. And that is, you'll discover that however you feel to begin with will naturally and automatically be taken care of by simply feeling it in the body of you. And there you have it. That is the natural meditation of the body. Exactly how it feels in the sensations of being you right now. So however that is right now, there is nothing you should do about that. Anything you try to do about or change the way you are is an interference of your, again, going back to your ideas about yourself or your ideas about meditation, which are quite complex. And you try to impose those experiences, you try to impose those ideas, and you won't succeed in that. Only temporarily. You may hypnotize yourself into a state through the repetition of a meditation technique, but this is self-hypnosis. This is not meditation. This has nothing to do with meditation. Meditation is not conjuring up a different experience to the factual, actual, lived experience of you as you are right now. And there is no ultimate state, because an ultimate state is a fixture, and there is never a fixture in the lived experience of any single being on the planet. We are never going to arrive at a fixed and permanent state. This just is not the nature of life itself. This is not the nature of you. This is not the way it is to be you. From the day you were born to the day you die, you are going to be constantly in a sensory state, in a state of the sensations of you, and they are going to be there the whole time you're alive, because that is the presence of the life of you. That is the life of you. You are a living organism. And however it feels to be you, that is your meditation. And that is unique to you, all about you, tells you exactly how it is to be you. It even is the only way you even know you exist. How do you know you exist right now? Not through some concept of a spirit or a soul or a God or any other nonsense. You only know you exist because you can feel it in the body of you, not because you imagine it. What you think is not you. That is just an activity of the body of you to be able to think. So we drop beneath that thinking and we come back to the sensations in the body. And what do we have? Just the sensations. Now, I'm going to start with something quite important. That is, I don't want you observing the sensations. Observing is thinking. So you're not observing the sensations. You can't really observe sensations anyway and know them for what they are. It's like observing sadness. How do you observe sadness? You think about it. What happens to the sadness that you're feeling whilst you're thinking about it? You stop feeling it. You don't feel it. So don't worry about observing. Don't worry about any state at all that you're doing with your thinking. Let your thinking go into the background. This is not the thing to focus on and not to bring into your meditation. Meditation is the most reduced and essentially the simplest, most basic state of you just existing. And how do you know you exist right now? What is that knowing? It's not an intellectual, thought-based knowing, is it? It's a felt knowing. It's a feeling that you know you exist because you can feel it. Just in the same way, how do you know you're itchy right now somewhere? If you have an itch somewhere, how do you know it's itchy? How do you know it? You don't know it if it's not itching, do you? You don't know you're itchy if you're not itching. You only know you're itchy when you're itching. You only know you're cold when you're cold. You can't know you're cold when you're not cold because you're not cold. It's not a mental or intellectual knowing. This is a bodily knowing, a knowing that is completely happening at the same time that whatever state you're in is happening. You cannot separate your knowing from being itchy. You cannot separate your knowing from being cold. You cannot separate your knowing from being sad. Sadness is the knowing. Itching is the knowing. Feeling is the knowing that I'm talking about. And that is the quiet knowing of the body of you. So thinking will never ever be a problem for you in this approach to meditation because thinking's got nothing to do with it. You just let your thinking go on in the background. As you go deeper into just feeling the sensations of you, your thinking will dissipate. At the very least, you won't be focusing on it. It's completely unimportant. Take it from me right now, after 45 years of deep meditation, and I mean deep meditation. I meditate for hours and hours and hours because I love it so much. There's no better experience. This might sound a little bit narcissistic, but I'm not meaning it that way. There is nothing that I would rather do than be in the experience of being me. There is nothing more fulfilling than being me. So I sit there for hours and hours and hours, 5, 6, 7 hours without any concerns. I don't even want to move. No matter what's happening, I just want that. I want to experience that movement of the sensations, that changing of the sensations of me. That is the most fulfillment, the most fulfilling part of my existence is simply me existing. So I'm not suggesting this is a goal or attainment or anything of that nature. I've been meditating for a long time and I haven't been using any form of thinking or any form of meditation techniques ever since I got over being a monk some 40 years ago. Up until that point, of course, I used techniques because I was a monk and that's what they taught me to do. And that stopped me from ever knowing what meditation really, really was. And it wasn't until that dropped away that I discovered meditation is the most basic, most simple thing you will ever come to. It's not observing your feelings or your sensation. It's being those sensations because you are those sensations. What are you doing when you're observing those sensations or when you're trying to think about those sensations or trying to control those sensations or even trying not to observe those sensations but trying to just be in the sensations? You're just thinking. You're trying to do something which is already happening. So it's not a doing. Meditation is not doing. Doing is any application of thinking, any idea that thinking even exists or that the mind even exists. It doesn't exist. Thinking doesn't exist. It's just an image. And images aren't there. They're just images. They're imaginings. That's what the word imagination means. You are thinking or imagining or imaging something simply because that's the only way you can have it there, because otherwise it's not there, because it's never there anyway. It's only there as an imagining, and as soon as you stop imagining, it's not there. But we become so trapped and so involved in the repetition of our thinking and the pursuit of something more, the pursuit of something better, of this ever-evolving complexity of thought. That's what we drop back from. So in the doing of the world, we need that complexity of thought. But in the being of meditation, it's the complete opposite. There's no thought required and there's no use for thought when you're meditating in any way. Thought is just an image. It's just some activity that the body creates to operate in life and to talk to one another and so forth. I'm using thought now to talk to you, but actually I'm not even noticing a thought. There's no thoughts here. There's just a sensation in the body of this pressure of information that you can feel bursting out of me. And as it bursts out of me, the first I know of it is when it comes out as my words. So there's not even any thoughts, there's just sensation and words, sensation and words, sensations and words. And those sensations are the whole information of what it is that comes out as my words. My words are the expression of this felt sensation of knowing in the body of me. And this knowing in the body of me is absolutely thoughtless, absolutely quiet, so far as thought is concerned, but very, very active so far as the activity of sensations, all different sensations of the body are concerned. And that's the living sensation of you. And that's the knowing I'm talking about. So we get back to the absolute basic. Don't worry about thinking, coming and going. Let that go on. It will happen for you, because if you've only just begun, and this is only happening because you have a habit of thinking and you may not yet have fully understood, or definitely in most cases haven't begun to realize or haven't fully realized that there is no thinking there. You can understand what I'm saying intellectually, that it's only an image, but that's very ingrained in you to believe that thinking is really there and really playing a big part in your life. This whole talk, I haven't thought yet. There hasn't been a word in the sense of descriptive word so far, only the sensation forcing me to speak. Sensations and words are what we need. Thinking has very little to do with it. We just get caught up in thinking. For what purpose? Why would I think? Do you know the reason we think? Is because the critic kicks in and we question and we censor what we're saying. What am I saying? Is it correct? How's it coming across? What that person's going to think of me when I express this truth, or when I express this falsity, or when I express my feelings? What am I going to be seen as? This is thinking. This is censoring. Take the censor away and you come back to the sensations of the body. You don't censor what you say because you are fully in touch with what you are feeling and knowing as a felt sense in the body. So expressing myself about meditation, I'm talking about something that I absolutely know. And I'm going to help you if you listen to me, no matter how long you've been meditating. I don't care if you've been meditating for 50 years. If you listen to what I'm saying, your meditation is going to change. It's going to drop into a depth you've never had before. Or I'm assuming that. I might be assuming something of you. You may already have this depth, but it's very rare. And this depth is the depth beneath thinking, without the thought process, coming right back to there's just the sensations of the body of me, feeling that as it is, not trying to achieve anything. Now, when you sit quietly, sit very still, and it's time for a lot of you to start sitting a long time. What will happen when you sit for a long time is you'll have pains and discomforts in the body. The other thing that's going to happen is you'll find there will seem to be lots of thinking going on at times. Now, all of that thinking that's going on, even though it may be you seem to yourself to be thinking these thoughts, I'm going to tell you now something is very rarely known. And that is that thinking is the purging of the body. Everything you have thought about and done up to this moment in your life, from the perspective of your body, it is over. Only from the perspective of your persona and your habit of thinking over things all the time due to your insecurity and your over censorship of everything, do you find yourself, you think that you're needing to think these things over and over again, but the body is finished with it. So when you come back to the body, sitting here, sitting quietly, whatever goes on in the form of thinking is not important. Do not pay attention to the content of that thinking. You already know the content of that thinking. That's why it's coming out of you, because you already know it as a sensation in your body. It's finished for your body. It's over. Whatever you've done up to this point right now is over. That's why the thinking will happen when you sit physically still and just come back into the sensation, settle into the physical, self-evident, provable fact of your existence here as a living, breathing, sensory organism, and just settle into the sensations of what it is to be you. Then what will start to happen is your body will start to purge all the thinking that it's finished with. Anything that's been going on in the background will start to come out of you. That thinking is not you deliberately thinking now. That is just the thoughts coming from out of the body and purging away. Let them go on. They are irrelevant in the sense of their content. You finish with the content. Don't pay attention to the content, and they will become emptier and emptier and emptier to you. And the next thing is that the pain and the sensations, this pain that you're feeling is not from harm happening to you because you're sitting still. This pain that you're feeling is because there is pain and tensions held in the body of you due to your life experiences up to this date that you have not processed because you've avoided the feeling of that pain, the feeling of that discomfort. And so when you sit to meditate, that feeling that you've avoided, that feeling of discomfort or pain in your life that you've avoided, that is just held as pressure in your body. And when you sit still, it will start to let that out and you'll start to feel that. You will be a bit frightened of that, but I'm telling you now, I want to advise you now, don't be frightened of it. That is not pain that is harming. That is not the pain that harmed you. The pain that harmed you was all the pressures, all the hurts that you went through at the times that you got hurt. But right now, you're not getting hurt. Right now, this is healing pain. And so when you sit to meditate, the body naturally goes into its own natural healing process in this approach to meditation, which is the meditation that the body needs to do for its own well-being. And it will do it if you let it. So meaning you get your thinking out of the way, get out of your own way and let the body of you meditate and sit for a long time. And you notice the thinking will come and go, but over a period of time, this is how you really get deeper and deeper into your meditation. And what you will be left with, and you'll see it over and over again, but essentially what you'll be left with is nothing more than what actually exists. No more fantasy, no more meditation techniques, no more goals, no more future attainments. All that will remain is the existence of the body of you. And that's when you'll really discover for yourself that that is all there is to being you, and that is more than enough when you get in touch with it. That is the most fulfillment you are ever going to have in your life. And that includes not just the sensations within the body, but the operation of the sense organs in the act of listening, in the act of just looking. What do I mean by just looking? I'm just looking at you now. Well, actually, I'm looking at the camera. So I'm just looking at the camera now. Other than describing that word camera to you then, I'm just looking. I'm not thinking about what I'm looking at. I am just experiencing the action in my eyes of looking, the sensation and the sensation of life of my eyes looking. Likewise, when I'm listening, I'm just experiencing the sensation in my ears of the vibrations that are the receiving of the external sounds of the world. But I'm not thinking about those sounds. I'm just listening. And on my skin, I'm feeling a bit of an itch on my nose, or I'm feeling the sensations of the air around me, the temperature and so on, all over my body, all over my skin now. There's the sensations of the environment around me. I know it's from the environment around me through my thinking, but I don't know that in my skin. In my skin, all I know is the knowing of the body, and I know exactly how it feels to be me all over the surface of my skin. Now, the reason I'm bringing the senses into it is because this is a very good meditation. This is a very real meditation for you to get in touch with. The easiest way for your thinking to come to an end, if that's your concern. And the other thing is the easiest, most direct way for you to begin feeling fulfillment. Because the only reason you don't feel fulfilled being you is because you think about you. All thinking about you disconnects you from the sensory existence of you as you really are. When you're in thinking about you, you distort your experience of you. You actually disconnect from the fulfilling experience of being you. And in any thinking about you, you get it wrong. You can't think about you and get it right, because you can never know you as you know you in the body of you. Whatever your thinking tells you about you is a dead and empty word, and it doesn't capture the life of you at all. So the reason you feel unfulfilled is because you're thinking about you and you're thinking about the world. And the fulfillment is not going to come from what you get from the world or from what you get out of the way you think about yourself. Your fulfillment is a lot simpler than that. It's not something to achieve. It's something that's already there and waiting. Come back to the senses. Come back to the physical sensation of your own body and just be with that and feel what that does. There it is. There you are. There's the fulfillment of just being you. So meditation in its absolute purest form is to come back, not as a comparison to something else, but meditation is the absolute opposite to what you do. It's not doing anything. It's being what you are. And being what you are is only known in the body of what it is to be you, in the living, breathing, intelligent, sensory creature that you are. And that is incomparable to any other creature on the planet. Only you know what it feels like to be you, and only I know what it feels like to be me. We all have common thoughts. We all share all the same sorts of thoughts about ourselves and one another, and that's why we're so screwed up as a species, because of what we think about ourselves and each other. So drop beneath that. Meditation in its real form is nothing more than the sensations of the living experience of the body of you. Okay. If you download my app, undoapp.com, this will help you go through a 14-stage course to take you really deeply through all the thinking and confusing processes that you do day by day to yourself, all the thoughts that you have about yourself and the ways in which you think about yourself and the way in which you react to your pain and your illnesses. It will help you see through all the confusions of that so that you can deepen and continue to deepen your experience of you, your lived experience of you, not your psychologically fabricated distortion of you, but your actual lived experience of what it is to be you. And this is no small thing. And this is it. Just to be you, as you are right now. Thanks for joining me today. If this talk resonated with you or helped you in any way at all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the talk with your friends so that they can get the benefit as well. Okay, bye for now.